So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to find time to do $1 million deals. So this is the question that I got. Prithvi, how do I find time? I have a career, I have a personal life, and I want to position myself to start acquiring multi-million dollar companies. So when I say $1 million deals, I mean acquiring profitable multi-million dollar company. So if you're interested, by the way, in learning how to position yourself to start acquiring $1 million companies using banks' money, and the reason the banks lend you the money is because you're buying profitable companies. In fact, if these profitable company owners go to the bank for any business expansion loan, they're going to get it because they have cash flows. And bank makes money when they lend money. So they're always looking for cash flow sources. That's why they keep calling you to give you credit card if you have good cash flows, is because they make money by lending you money. So that's why you can raise capital to acquire these profitable companies, because they have cash flows. So if you're interested to learning how to do it, I just finished a session with one of my clients who's planning to invade UK. I can't tell you his name. He wants to maintain anonymity. But if you're interested in learning how to do this, I have a mentorship program that is currently structured over 24 months. I don't know how long I'm going to do it, especially for that long duration. I'm getting involved with people. I have a few more spots left. If you're interested in learning this model and not just acquiring one company, but learning how to build a portfolio of several businesses. If you're interested, reach out to me, click the link below. I offer one consulting call for free for you to explore this mentorship and what this could do for you. If this is relevant for your region, if this is relevant for you, if you want to explore it, and if you want to sign up, reach out to me, email me, and we'll set up a free consultation call and we'll discuss further. So how do you find time to do this? That's the topic of this video. Let's see. You may have a career and you may have a personal life. I'll start with the personal life. You will have to restructure your relationships, your personal relationships. A lot of what I have found is a lot of the time and spending, your expenses, are related with your personal life. If you have big personal expenses, or if you're spending too much time, you don't have the time, meaning you have too many personal engagements or too many non-financial engagements. That could be one of the reasons. Doesn't have to be the only reason, but typically tends to be the case that a person has parents, a girlfriend, relatives, wife, kids, a whole bunch of things. But most of the people that watch me are young people. So if you have a very big personal life and very small business life, you're not going to make a lot of money. In fact, people who are big businessmen like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, these people don't have a personal life. Their personal life typically is in chaos, or they don't have it. They're spending most of their life in their business. And even their children, if you look at Donald Trump, for example, they get trained in business also, and they have business relationships, and their friends are also people they have business alliances with, either currently or in future. So if you think money is an important thing, then you will restructure your life around money. And if you think it's not an important thing, you'll not structure it around money. If you think family is the most important thing, or something else is the most important thing, you'll structure it around that, and that's totally your freedom. I wish you the best. But if you're interested in creating wealth, well, you have to restructure your day to create wealth, and you have to eliminate all the relationships which tend to be non-financial. Now, you may have a few people like a wife or a parent, maybe a brother or somebody like that, but most of the relationships will have to go. You can keep the ones that are really important to you, those you get to have. You can have them and make sure they're supportive of you, but everybody else pretty much you'll have to let go. I started off with a big friend group, then it came down to one or two best friends, and now I have zero friends. But guess what? I have my clients. I have business alliances that I'm engaged in, and those are my quote unquote friends. I don't think they're my friends, they're my clients, and we have a certain relationship, but it's not like you're putting yourself in an isolation. You're meeting people, you're connecting with people, but it's for a purpose. It's to be productive, it's to create value, and it's to engage in business. So 100% of my relationship at the moment, other than my mother, are financial in nature, and rest is some dating that I do. But other than that, I don't have any personal life, and even dating is is largely paused at this point. So you have to restructure your life to make money. Then you have second thing, your career. Now I don't like that word. I like to look at it from either a cash flow standpoint or wealth creation standpoint. These are the two categories with which I look, career in. So one career or source you need to have is to pay your expenses, pay the cash flow. Okay, this could be your job, this could be a small business, you may be a self-employed person, you may be a salesperson, it doesn't matter. To me, all of these are cash flow plays designed to meet your immediate needs. You need one of that. If you're spending all of your time just to pay your expenses, you'll not have the time to create wealth. So how do you get out of that situation? If you have that, divide your work into small tasks and analyze it. So whatever working hours you spend, don't look at it, oh, this is my career and this is what I have to do. Divide it in small tasks and evaluate each and every task by a financial number. So what is the yield of a particular task? How much money do you get paid to do that one particular task? Even if you don't get paid to do one small task, you can still assign a dollar value to it. This is something I learned in, I think, the 80-20 rule, where, in the whole day, they make you evaluate every single task you have and put a dollar number to it. And you will find a pattern where a few of your tasks give you the most value, give you the most high yield. And the real few ones are the big money makers. So you have few big opportunities in your day that you may be overlooking. But if you categorize it based on dollar amounts, then you can see which one it is. And I'll give you a little bit secret. Typically, public speaking is one of the most high yield things that you can do, because you're exposed to a large group of people. And if you're selling a big ticket item, then you're going to make a lot of money. So this time that I'm spending right now on talking to you and the audience is one of the most productive hours that I can spend. Either it has to be with the masses, or the second option is I have to be looking at very big deals. And then I can talk to individuals, that's fine, but at least the minimum ticket is $1 million. Some of my clients will be looking at big ticket. So they're talking to individuals, they're not doing public speaking, but they're talking with very big ticket items. So I don't want to think in terms of career or job, you want to think in terms of yield, and you want to think in terms of tasks, and what is the dollar value of every task? How much money does it put in your pocket? You have to think financially. So you don't want to do tasks and work mindlessly. You want to do things that give you a return. You have to start thinking like an investor. So that's something that I would like you to do. And if you are associated with a job where what you're selling is very low ticket item, for example, my mother was in a cosmetic business, and she would sell these little cosmetics from this multinational Swedish cosmetic company. She was working there as a network marketer, and she would go door to door and she would sell, and she would recruit people who would also sell, and she would have to sell a lot of products to make a little bit money. And that's because she was selling something small. If she did the same number of presentations, but she sold something big in size, which has a big ticket item, then she would make a lot more money, even though the time that she spends and the presentation she does are the same, exactly the same. So you could increase the ticket size, or you could increase the number of people you talk to. How do you increase the number of people you talk to? You do public speaking. And or if you're talking one-on-one, you increase the ticket size. But you may say, oh, I'm stuck at a job, I don't have that luxury. You'll have to restructure that also. So you may have to restructure your career, you may have to restructure your personal life, but something has to change. The question cannot be, Prithvi, how can I keep everything same as it is right now and still do it? Some of you may be in that position. You don't have to necessarily make too many changes. You've already done that long ago and you're ready to go. For such people, you're ready to go. But for others, you may have to restructure things around. So I have one of my clients, he came to me, I think he was making about $1,500 to $2,000. I told him that it's better that you increase your cash flow. And he said, how much? I said, just enough to pay your expenses. And he ended up restructuring a few things, developing some skills, and he turned it to, I think, about $15,000 a month right now, what he's making. And he's pursuing, and he's building his project at the same time. So don't tell me it's not possible, because this client of mine is in his 20s. So it is possible. You just have to get a little bit creative, either sell something big in size or sell to the masses, which will require you to develop the skill of selling and public speaking. So that's for the career bit. And once you start making enough money, then you can start reducing the time at that activity and still produce the same yield. How do you do that? You have to get into public speaking. That's the only way where you're spending 1 hour and talking to a lot of people and selling something big. So that's one way to do it. Another way is when you start making money, you delegate. So I think one of my clients, he has delegated a lot of operations. That's how you buy time. So you buy time either through technology, which is a microphone when you speak, or a camera when you speak in social media space, or you can buy time through hiring an assistant and dividing the work and creating space like that. So that's a couple of strategies to sort of restructure your career. Even if you can't find a solution immediately, if you just have the intention and the goal to do it, over time, maybe a few days, few weeks, you may come up with some ideas with which you can restructure things. I had another one of my clients, he was struggling with some personal obligations. He had a big family, mother, wife, kids going to school. And he was like, man, I'm just consumed with this thing. What do I do? And he signed up for the mentorship. I said, start writing the challenges you face and how you can create time. And don't worry if you have a bias, if you think you can't get out of it. Just keep writing the problem and solution. Within a few days, he was able to come up with the solution and to restructure a few things. And he was able to manage that situation and create time for himself. And now he's building his board. So you can do it if you sit down with a pen and paper, write down how you can come up with ways to restructure your career and your personal life and create time and space. You have to do it because doing acquisitions and acquiring companies, $1 million companies, is also one of the most productive things that you can do, because you're dealing with some of the biggest ticket items on the planet. Businesses are the biggest ticket items on the planet. And businesses are also cash machines that put money in your pocket. And if you have ownership in many cash machines, you're going to create wealth. So there is a saying, don't be so busy that you don't have time to make money. So write down and start measuring where your time is going, number one. Number two, what is the yield of that time? So if you spend time with somebody, could be even a customer, it could be at your job. What is the return on that time? And is there some line item in your task list that's the most highest yield, meaning the most productive hour? And I measure productivity by not how good you felt, but how much did you produce, how much did you make? So is there a particular task, is there a pattern in your tasks where there is some tasks that produce tremendous result and others don't produce much at all? So you can just avoid those all together and double down on this one thing or a few things that are producing that high yield. So you have to do that, if you want to get started in doing $1 million deals. It has been done before. It just needs a little bit of a conscious thought process to be able to restructure a few things. So you definitely can do it, and I wish you the best, and I hope that you're able to do it and you're able to create some time off to focus on the dream, to start investing in the dream. And that's today's video, and I'll talk to you soon.